And for more on the RNC, ABC News political director Rick Klein is here. Hey, Rick.
Hi, Diane.
So the Trump family was in the spotlight last night. The First Lady closed out the night, appealing to many groups, including what she called the forgotten people who took a chance on Trump 4 years ago. She also took a very different tone than most of the other speakers we've heard so far. So was this effective?
A lot of talk from the First Lady about the kindnesses and compassions of the American people. And it seems like it's part of an attempt to soften the rougher edges of Donald Trump, to a kinder, gentler president. This is the same president who last night was seen as welcoming to immigrants, pardoning a criminal, and overall trying to project a much different tone than he has through 3.5 years of governing. So I think Melania Trump, although there wasn't a lot of substance in that speech, tries to, perhaps one of the most effective messengers inside the Trump family, inside the Trump orbit of trying to reach people. She's more popular by her husband by quite a stretch, but ultimately it's going to come up against a lot of policies and a lot of judgments. I would also note she was pretty realistic about COVID-19. Unlike a lot of other speakers, she wasn't talking about the pandemic in the past tense.
Yeah, she also didn't call it the China virus. She said COVID-19. Speech being well received. We'll see how it plays out with voters. But we heard from Mary House Democrats announced an investigation into Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for speaking at last night's convention. They say this is an ethics violation because federal officials are forbidden from performing political tasks. The president has also been criticized for using the White House as a backdrop for his campaign. There are legality questions there. How do you expect this all to play out?
I don't think it's going to have a lot of impact with voters, even if there's a harsh judgment from ethics authorities or even judges to say that there are clear legal violations. It's not clear what the repercussions would be. We've seen this happen before, and ultimately it's up to the president to enforce a lot of those laws. So they've ultimately proven to be kind of toothless. And even if you do come in after the fact and say this shouldn't have happened, it was a clear violation, you don't take away the images. And in terms of a lot of the voters that these events were meant to appeal to, even if it is a clear breach of protocol and even federal law, I don't see it having much of an impact. I think Donald Trump knows the television of it. He knows the producing end of these things, and the pictures are the pictures.
And tonight, Vice President Pence will give a speech, as well as Kellyanne Conway, who's set to leave the White House soon. What are you going to be watching for?
Well, it's interesting for all the turnover in the Trump White House, including a lot of people that have turned on him. These are two of the originals, two loyalists from the beginning. Of course, Mike Pence. A lot of people thought Donald Trump would make noises about replacing him on the ticket. He's not doing that. Mike Pence gets to talk about the broad-shouldered, big-hearted leadership that he sees in the president. And Kellyanne Conway, in her own way, an important validator. She's the first woman ever to run a successful presidential campaign, and she has been there since the start. Even if she's leaving now, we are going to hear a lot about Donald Trump's relationship with powerful women, the people that have surrounded him from the start of his presidency, that tell a different tale than the one that often gets told about President Trump, rightly or wrongly. And I think Mike Pence is of course, a bridge to the evangelical community. And I think talking about the religious aspect of this campaign is probably a critical message for him as well.
All right, ABC News political director Rick Klein. Thanks, Rick. And ABC News has complete coverage of night 3 of the 2020 Republican National Convention. George, David, and Lindsay will bring you the latest. That's tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC News Live.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.